Today we're ditching the wok and we're making Mexican fried rice. A bold, creamy, zesty, delicious, almost taco-like fried rice with all of the good Mexican flavors injected into a classic. I'm gonna go over what makes the best fried rice in restaurants and how to replicate it at home. And if you don't have a wok, how to make it without a wok. This is Mexican fried rice. In today's episode of Living in the Comment section, I basically scoured all of your comments on the last video and I loved this Mexican fried rice idea, mainly because I fell in love with taco rice. It's an Okinawan dish. So this is sort of my take on how I would make a fried rice, but Mexican. And how can we make it without the wok? And first up, we're going to one of the most important parts of the fried rice, and that is the rice. Let's start off with talking about the rice. This is the most important part of the fried rice, obviously. And I recommend cooking off your rice the day before. This is why I think fried rice is great if you have, like, say, some leftover rice that you cooked off. Then you just put it on a tray like this. And then all you gotta do is just, spread it out nice and evenly. And we can cool this off for the next day in our refrigerator. The reason for doing this is for drying it out. See that right there? If I just switch this out, this one's a lot more wet looking. And it's very simple to do. We did this in the restaurants all the time. It's very easy to have this on deck in your fridge. Have a look, my friends. See this? It's falling apart. No sticky rice, and that is exactly what we want for frying it. So it doesn't clump together, and we can fry each little grain of rice beautifully, and that's how we make a really nice fried rice, my friends. So now here's a little ghetto hack for you. Uncle Ben's, like that Uncle Ben's instant rice. I would show you, but as you can see, I'm all out because I love that Uncle Ben stuff. I can't get enough of it, but you know what I'm talking about, like that microwavable Uncle Ben's rice. If you just take that stuff and fry it off in a pan, it works wonders. It's basically dried out cooked rice. That's why it cooks in the microwave so quickly. So that's a good little hack if you're in a pinch or if you don't want to do this, I understand. Microwavable stuff, it's also a solid option. My rice, I usually do short grain for my fried rice, but since I'm doing Mexican fried rice today, I'm doing a long grain rice because, Mexican rice is usually with long grain, so why not? Now that we've established rice, the most important part, let's talk about my base for this to make this into what I would say is a Mexican fried rice. Starting off with the chile guajillo. Chile guajillos, this is gonna add a nice smoky, sweet, chili touch to the Mexican base. Anyways, what I'm doing here is I'm just reconstituting the chile. Just look like a little toasty toast on here. These are all de-seeded, by the way. There's no seeds in here. Just a quick toasty toast on these. And then I'll add in hot water, give it a little cover, let those do their thing. Let me introduce you to the Mexican rice spice blend. This is all going in. Honestly, I didn't really know what to call it. I was thinking of calling it like the Mexican Avengers of rice blends, but I just went with Mexican rice blend. This is a very simple one. I'm putting everything into the blender and I'm gonna give it a blitz. And the reason for this is it's going to be the base of the rice flavor. These are the chile guajillos after about 5 minutes. To this blend, I'm gonna add about a couple San Marzano tomatoes, whole peeled stuff. Then to that, some tomato paste. And then every Mexican mom's secret is a little bouillon cube of boil. I'm telling you, this right here is a staple in like all Mexican fried rice. Now for me, I think MSG belongs in all fried rice, so I'm gonna add that in as well. Then you're gonna be left with a very pasty looking situation. Just a little scoop of this into the rice is going to transform it into a beautiful Mexican fried rice. You get what I'm saying here? This is the flavor bomb. This is what you need. Most fried rice call for Spam or hot dog. I've done that before, it's delicious. Now for Mexican fried rice, it makes so much sense to do chorizo. Now you might knock this one, a lot of people have, but this is my childhood. The tubed cacique chorizo. I don't even remember if it was cacique, but I just tend to do beef now instead of pork. I'm gonna render this off to collect the fat so I can cook my fried rice in that fat. See, now I've got all of the cooked off chorizo that I can toss into the cooked off fried rice. And then here I've got the chorizo fat that I can cook my rice in. You see where I'm going with this? This should be plenty. We can stretch this with some more fat if we like, because this is a very concentrated set of fat here. Dropping scallions like this into ice water is how they get those like nice curly crispy scallions that go on top of the fried rice, just so you know. As you can see, fried rice is really just all about mise en place, getting everything ready and all the prep, because it's a very quick thing to make. You need your pan to be ripping hot. So anyways, everything just has to be ready and laid out. This is how I like to do it when I make my fried rice. You know, clear station, clear mind, that's what I was always taught. Now that that's all settled, let's talk about the pan. This is also very important. This guy, a wok, if you have one, use it. I have cooked over thousands of fried rice orders in this exact wok. Yes, we used to sell fried rice at one of the restaurants I worked at, and this is definitely a workhorse. It's very well seasoned. I love this thing. I've done videos on this, but today I'm showing you how to make fried rice without a wok. A cast iron skillet is what you will need. You might even be able to do this with a regular pan. Okay, here's the method to the fried rice. I start off with my chorizo fat. I stretch it with a little bit of fat. It could be avocado oil. To that, I'm going to toss in my onions. Then I will toast off my dry rice in the fat. Once the rice gets a little toasty toast, I can then toss in my Mexican paste. Now the key after this is to caramelize that Mexican paste because it has all the sugars from the tomatoes. So I'm just gonna cook that off on that high heat until it gets nice and caramelized and crispy. Once it's to that stage, I'm then just going to season it with salt to taste, toss in my chorizo, some lime juice, maybe even some fresh cilantro. Then I'll top it with some Queso Oaxaca, toss it into an oven on broil to get that rice a little more crispy and melt that Queso Oaxaca cheese. Once it comes out of the oven, I like to add an egg. This is inspired by an Okinawan dish called taco rice. I had this when I was in Hawaii and it was so freaking amazing. You just put that egg yolk in there and it makes it so much creamier, almost like you're building a sauce into that fried rice. Mixing it all up with the cheese and the egg yolk, it just makes it a very luxurious, basically taco rice, Mexican rice. Oh my God. Okay, here's what I want you to do. Go down there, let me know what Better at Restaurant series you want next, what Mexican food you would like next, what American classics should I Americanize next?